This slider could be the perfect travel companion with its ingenious swing design. But is it? Hi and welcome to the review of the Proaim Sway Slider. It's a knockoff from Edelkrone and only costs around 120 bucks. I bought it for myself and used it professionally over the duration of the last year, and I want to share my findings as videographer. First, I want to talk about the pros of this slider. The sliding action is pretty smooth. It fits on practically every tripod, and its travel distance is around 40 centimeters and it should support up to 3 kilograms, but more on that later. The two sections can be locked off and the knob on the bottom controls the intensity of the slider action. I got some pretty nice shots with it, and as I already said, I used it on some paid shoots over the last year. I'm used to all kinds of sliders from 60 centimeters to 120 centimeters to leather dollies who are several meters long. And I wanted to have a little compact travel companion for smaller gigs and weddings, for example. But I'm not really happy with it, and I will tell you why. One of my biggest gripe with this slider is the locking knob. It's very tight and very hard to push and pull, and when you are on the shoot you're constantly pulling and pushing this knob, and it's very exhausting and it hurts the fingers very badly over the course of the day, and you need your fingers when you're shooting video, so this is not ideal. And the next thing is that this knob isn't even secure. When you have a small fluid head and a camera on top and you transport it like this, it might happen that it comes loose and your camera falls down, and this can be very dangerous. It happened to me on nearly every shoot I used this slider with. So that's a problem. So the problem with the locking knob doesn't really give me confidence in the product. But this isn't the only problem I have with this slider. I'm used to it that when you mount a slider on a tripod that it tilts a little bit when you get to the extreme ends of the slider, and I expected the same for this one. But the thing is, when you get to the end of the sliding action, the tilting comes so severe that the shot is unusable. I will now show you a comparison between the Proaim Sway and the Andoer 30 cm slider, and you can see that the Andoer one doesn't tilt as much as the Proaim Sway does. You might say I added too much weight, but the setup I used for this comparison is only 1.5 kilograms heavy, so it's only half the weight. The manufacturer claims that this slider can withstand without any problem. So now I will do a little comparison between these two sliders. As you already saw, the tilting on this slider is not as severe as on this one. The next problem is the locking, which is much more secure on this slider. Travel action on both is nice. 30 centimeters are just a tad shorter than 40 centimeters, and you have to be honest, this slider doesn't give you full 40 centimeters because when you stretch it out to its maximum length you can't collapse it, so it's not really 40 centimeters, just a little bit shorter, so there's not that big of a difference. The aluminium slider might be a little bit longer, but the Proaim Sway is much thicker, so I think the compactness is debatable. And when it comes to weight, both sliders are fairly lightweight, so there is no weight advantage for this slider. And another two things. This slider can be only mounted on a tripod, so you can't put this slider on the ground or on a table to get these kinds of shots. And mounting this slider in a 90-degree angle is nearly impossible. In conclusion, the Edelkrone original slider might be much better made, but on the Proaim one I can say the locking mechanism, the cumbersome usage, the extreme tilt, all these things make this slider very hard to recommend, especially for the price of 120 bucks. My recommendation is get an aluminium 30 or 40 centimeter slider. These are much cheaper. I think they are more secure and they are still very portable. You save a lot of money, and I will show you how to use this slider in my video about slider tricks. And what do you think? Do you own this slider and have different experiences? Do you own the Edelkrone one and can confirm that both the knockoff and the original have the same problems? Please let me know in the comments below. And if you found this review helpful, I would really appreciate a thumbs up and if you subscribe to my channel. I hope you have a nice day and create something extraordinary.